Good morning. How's that? Oh, so I almost feel like you heard it all already. I guess I'll add a little. So what are you called by Spirit to be? What are you called by Spirit to do? What if every single thing that happens to you was put in your path by you and by Spirit to teach you? What if it's all lessons, all, no exceptions? What if every little bit of your life, everything that happens, every thought, every feeling, every action is an opportunity to grow? Here's what Hafiz says. This place where you are right now, God circled on a map for you. Can you make lemonade out of the lemons of your life? Some days I wonder. Can you not push anything away? Or can you learn from pushing things away? Can you see it all as divine, as Spirit? Even the ego, even the anger and the hate and the judgment that we all want to pretend we don't have? Ram Dass said, everything in your life and my life is sadhana, or spiritual training, or potentially so. That's what we're doing on earth. What if every act of every person at every moment is an opportunity to grow their capacity for love, compassion, and service? To think this way requires the deepest, greatest compassion that we can imagine. And then you have to add a little more compassion on top of that. Think about something that really bugs you. Really bugs you. We can all probably think of 10 right off the bat. And then add a big measure of compassion to that. It's all God. It's all for growth. It's a hard one. We all have numerous chances to wince at and apologize for our behavior. I've had a few this week, and to strive to do better. Every moment, every act is grist for the mill, a chance to learn about, expand, and express our love, to know ourselves as 100% Spirit. You know those language learning programs where for 3 months you can only speak Spanish or Farsi or Swahili? Well, Earth is the accelerated course, in my way of thinking. It's the immersion program. Didn't know you were in an immersion program. Earth is the place we come for intense lessons that lead to intense growth. It's meant to be a place of crisis, paradox, confusion, and pain, along with incredible beauty and heart-opening compassion. We get our lessons coming and going in every conceivable form. We can get some lessons from watching the sunset over the ocean. I like those. Or by going through some of the many kinds of pain that Earth has to offer. I have to say, I don't like those very much, and I get a lot out of them. Emmanuel, who's a spirit being, said to Ram Dass, "You were born into a school. Why don't you take the curriculum?" Well, Ram Dass thought, what'll I do? How do I go about being human? This is a spiritual practice? This is my route to God? Many of our lessons come in a backwards, paradoxical form. You may have heard of the Heyoka, which is a kind of sacred clown in the culture of the Sioux, the people of the Great Plains of North America. The Heyoka is a contrarian, jester, and satirist who teaches us by providing the experiences that we would prefer to label as bad or worthless. Author Patty Wooten says, the Heyoka's antics are meant to shatter a person's perception about everyday routines so that they may see things more objectively. Whew. I'm not always happy to have my everyday routines shattered, but it happens a lot. I know a meditation teacher named Natalie Pete, and this is something that she wrote. The mind and body aren't mistakes to be overcome, but sacred gifts and allies we are given to experience and discover who we truly are beyond just this individual self. And I think sometimes that is where I think we kind of miss a point or miss an opportunity when you say, well, I'm a human having a spiritual experience. What if you are the spiritual experience? What if there's no separation? What if it's all one? Thich Nhat Hanh said, I think God is on earth inside of every living being. What we call the divine is none other than the energy of awakening, of peace, of understanding, and of love, which is to be found not only in every human being, but in every species on earth. The native teachers that I have learned from would expand this, and they would say not just species, but they would say love is not just is in, but is all forms of all things. So look around. There's nothing here but love. Nothing. You know. Look at something that's aching right now. Look at something that you wish were a different color, or maybe you wish it was different than it is. All love. How do you get to that? Mary Oliver asks us, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? What exactly are you here to learn? This is my answer. I believe that I'm here to recognize that every moment and every experience is a way to expand my love, and to know in every fiber of my being that that's true, and then to do as much as I can to radiate that out through service to the world and the universe. Not too much. Mahatma Gandhi was put into prison and given a lice-infested uniform and put to work cleaning the urinals. And he walked up to the superintendent and said, "Thank you." He wasn't putting him on. He was taking what came down the pike and working with it, using it. If you're happy, use it. If you're sad, use it. Because the more you use it, the freer you become. And the freer you become, the more you are an environment in which everyone who comes in contact with you can become free. That's another quote from Ram Dass. Ram Dass's guru, Maharaji, or Neem Karoli Baba, who's also my guru, would frequently say, sub-ek, and I think I'm pronouncing it pretty close. I see sub-ek or sab-ek online, and that's a Hindi phrase that means it's all one. It's all one. Nothing is left out of God. Even those experiences that seem the least divine are completely divine. Even those people who are acting in ways that seem completely undivine, they're God too. My spiritual teacher, Gwen Jansma, and her colleague, Nancy Tappy, made a chart called Soul States. It explains how anger, grief, fear, and guilt are all aspects of love. It looks like that, and I've brought a few copies if anybody wants to look. I don't really have time to go through it, but it does have, for each of those elements, a productive and a counterproductive way of working with or expressing grief, fear, guilt, and anger, and seeing them as all love. And the unseen world is also a part of the one. So I'm sure we all have our own beliefs about what's in the world, the energy world that we don't see. But this is something I wrote about that. When I am an old woman, I will remember that every moment is a gift from Spirit, no matter what it contains. I will have gratitude for this earth life, for the energy supporting me, buoying me through all trials and tribulations. When I am an old woman, I will commune with the unseen as with the seen. The veil between the worlds will grow permanently thin. Don't worry when you see me talking to the air. I will be with so many gods, goddesses, angels, guides, masters, teachers, grandmothers, friends, that lonely will not be possible. Why wait? After many lifetimes, I am already old. The goddess Kuan Yin is a bodhisattva. That's a being who could have gone on to a new, easier place, but out of her great compassion for the suffering of us earth beings, stayed on to serve through her great love and her great compassion. Imagine, just for a moment, that you are Kuan Yin. Just think of, feel that energy, You're here because you can bring in such great compassion for all the suffering of the world, that you've chosen to be here so that you could do that. You're filled with just so much intense and beautiful love. And imagine now that it's flowing out. It's flowing onto every world leader. It's flowing onto every person in pain. And it's flowing onto every rock and tree and animal and body of water. Your love, your beauty, inhabits every cell of your body, and you're sharing it. We all have that much love. We all are that much love. So the next time you're reading the news, ask yourself, how can I learn and grow into and be and send love right now in this moment? I don't know about you, but that's a challenge for me, reading the news. The next time you're feeling crabby or saying something hurtful, of course none of you ever do that, but or make any kind of mistake, and none of us do that, ask yourself, how can I love myself right now in this moment? Can you feel grateful to grow no matter what is going on? Then look at your life. Really, really look. Can you see the tiny threads that connect you to everything? Everything. Can you send love along every thread, every second? Can you feel the energy of sub-ek? It's all one. Are there things you could change or do differently to get the most out of your Earth School curriculum? Look for and listen to the messages from Spirit about your personal way to expand your love. There's no end of choices. You know, I don't personally think that the world is ever going to become a peaceful place. I will pray for it. I will send that energy. I will hope for it. I will do anything I can to make it happen. And I think, and maybe it will happen, but while it is, the earth is as it is, I believe that I came here, and you may believe it or not for yourself, but that I came here to work for peace and to be peace as best I can. And that's what I can do. That's what I can learn from this very chaotic Earth School. So there's a Hindu text, actually I've learned this morning it comes from the Bhagavad Gita, and I made a melody to it, and I'm just going to sing you one phrase of it. The words, several verses that repeat, that then goes like this. One to me are fame and shame. One to me are loss and gain. our pleasure and pain. One to me, our praise and blame. The other verses say, I grow the same from all of those things, and I sing your name, the name of the divine, through all of those fame and shame, loss and gain, pleasure and pain, praise and blame. Well, it's something maybe by the moment before I die, or maybe it'll be the moment after I die. I will achieve that. I got a ways to go. And for the last part of my talk, I'd like to take us on another little meditative journey. I hope you'll be willing to go. And this is a journey of remembering back before you were born into this form of love and compassion. So if you're willing, close your eyes. Imagine back before this life to when you were between lives. You're reading the celestial newspaper or scrolling through celestial Facebook. You see a picture of a beautiful island, sandy beaches, beautiful forests, all surrounded by the most pristine blue oceans you've ever seen. Below the picture it says, enter your name for an all-expenses-paid trip to this beautiful place. Everything you need will be provided. You will have access to the greatest love and peace imaginable, plus the chance for adventures of all kinds. Don't miss this amazing opportunity. Enter today. Doesn't seem like an accident that this message was put in your path. More like serendipity. So of course you enter your name and then you wait. It seems like forever, but it's really not that long before you learn you've been selected to go. You're so excited, yet strangely calm, centered, and peaceful. You sit and breathe for a bit, just taking it all in. You prepare by sitting in meditation and imagining yourself in a body. You imagine feeling emotions, though you don't really know what they are. You try to imagine the experiences that await you. Then you do what all spirit beings do before leaving on such a trip. You meet with your spirit council, several beings who are there just to help you. And also you have guides, and they all come together, and you sit with them to plan your trip. And they have a lot to tell you. They want to give you what they can to prepare you. So here's what they say. They say, get ready. You will experience incredible beauty in nature and with animals and in human relationships. And you will also know the depths of despair. Oh, and you'll love the food. All is in divine right order, set out for your growth. So what is this growth? You actually already know because you've been on this journey for a very long time and you've done it before, but you will likely forget when you're in human form. The growth is towards love, feeling love, being in love with everyone and everything, the grass, the trees, the birds, the bees, the animals, the people, the planet. You will know you have arrived when your heart is filled with love in every moment and in all circumstances. Whether you are feeling anger, sadness, shame, joy, excitement, or hatred, you will experience them as love. This is a very exalted state, sometimes described as enlightenment or nirvana. Very few among you will reach it in this lifetime. But if you can get even a smidgen closer by giving someone a hug, or saying kind things to yourself, or giving aid to any form on your planet that is in need, and centering yourself through meditation, music, breathing, and many other ways that are available to you, You will be in sync with the reason this planet exists and the reason you chose and were chosen to come. And your guides go on and say, you see, Earth is exactly what it is supposed to be. The accelerated course, the intensive program. It is a place you can learn so much so fast that it makes you dizzy. You will be given a set of experiences that point toward and aid your growth. But you will get so busy that you'll forget that this is why you came. You'll get busy being a baby, a child, a teenager, and an adult. You'll be busy learning and working and coping. You'll be busy competing and showing off and feeling inadequate and judging. You'll be busy exploring the beauty and wonder and the suffering and pain. You will be able to make choices along the way. They will determine the nature and speed of your growth. There are no wrong choices. All lead you on your path toward the goal. You will encounter all sorts of ways to run, walk, skip, slide, or fall, and then get up and do it again. You may sleep through the entire experience or do everything you can to ignore, criticize, or run away from it. That's not wrong. It just means you're choosing a slower path. The trip will offer you many opportunities to wake up, but it will be your choice to take them or not. You'll still learn and grow, but you may not understand how until you return back to the celestial realm. You have our support, our total support to go as far as you can, as you choose, toward total, complete, unconditional love. Our suggestion is to start with things that are easy to love: puppies, kittens, flowers, your favorite kinds of music, lakes and rivers and trees and mountains and oceans. Keep moving toward the harder and harder things to love. And when pain and hatred and horror get to be too much, and when your ego gets the better of you, and when you are filled with distress or self-loathing, don't turn away. Instead, glide upward till you can see the bigger picture, the divine right order of this planet, which has the hardest lessons and the opportunity for the fastest growth. Then go on back down to the physical plane and roll up your sleeves and get to work on getting every ounce of learning out of this incredible experience. Finally, they say the most direct path to enlightenment is service. There are infinite ways to serve. All you need to do is do the kind of service that you choose, that fits with you, and that awakens and grows love. Find the teachers and sayings that speak and sing to you. Learn from them. And don't neglect the wise teacher that you are. Learn from every single part of yourself and every single thing that happens in your life and your world. We, your divine counsel and guides, will send you with much love and many blessings into this unforgettable experience of a lifetime. Remember, if you can, that we're with you always. And now the teaching, the preparation is done, and the moment has arrived, and you're hovering over your new home. Look down, see where you're going, and then feel yourself moving down, down, down into the waiting form of your mother's womb. At this moment, you know you are surrounded by your spirit guides. See if you can keep a sense of them as you return to your seat in the Interfaith Center Sanctuary on February 18th, 2024. You've probably heard stories about people who have had an out-of-body experience. During surgery, for example, there's lots of stories about people who could float up to the ceiling and they could watch their body being worked on, and then they could even describe what was being said and the jokes that the staff were telling while they were working around inside there. So we're going to take just one moment. This is the last thing, and we will have our own little out-of-body experience. So one more time with your eyes closed, if you're willing. And feel yourself just float back up for a second, up to where you were before you got to the body. And look down one more time. And see this life that Spirit and you together designed for your growth. Just sense it. Then come on back down into your body. And see if you can remember that big picture. And then breathe in. And let love and compassion for yourself and the world fill you. And then breathe out and feel that love and compassion just going everywhere. Feel it go out the tips of your fingertips and down through the soles of your feet. And know that it's reaching every bit of matter and energy in the universe. And then just for a second, be completely still and feel at one with it all. You are a spiritual jewel in human form. Every aspect of your life is a facet of that jewel. May every bit of your life lead you into ever-expanding love. Namaste. Aho. And so it is.